Yo guys, how's it going? And in today's video, I will be going over social media algorithms, the different kind of algorithms that these popular social media platforms function on, and how to manipulate them to your benefit, or how to not use them to your benefit. I'm just gonna lay the information on the table, and you can use it how you want. This is basically just like a dummy's guide on how to grow on different social media platforms. Me personally, on Instagram, I've got over 40,000 followers that have grown from niche accounts. I've grown more in the past, but right now the main one that I have is like 40-something thousand followers. On Twitter, I've had tweets blow up just by manipulating how many people see it and who all sees it, what the tweet is and stuff like that. So over the past couple years, I'm pretty confident in saying that I've learned a lot of these social media platforms pretty well. The one that I haven't learned yet is YouTube, obviously, but I'm getting a little better at it. If you look a couple videos ago, I made a video that popped off that did over 9,000 views, which for my channel is like extremely huge. So I'm learning YouTube, but I also believe that I know how TikTok works, even though I don't actually have success on it. I think that I have a basic understanding of how to work the algorithm to your benefit. So I thought I'd just share my opinion on this. None of these are like technically facts that have been stated by any of these companies, because I'll be going over Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and a little bit of Snapchat and a little bit of Facebook, but none of these have been confirmed nor denied by the people at these platforms. So this is just information that I've gathered. Use it as you will. It might be correct, it might be wrong. Just from my personal experience, this is what I've seen works, and it's what I've seen doesn't work. So I'll just kind of go over what I've noticed over the past couple years. So the first platform that I'll be covering is Instagram, just because I'm the most comfortable with it. And there's a couple things to state before I get into like how it works and how to really grow on this platform. And it's just kind of like common sense rules that a lot of people don't really think about, and stuff that might go over your head. And it sure did go over my head until my eyes opened up to it. So I just want to state that. There's a couple different things. Like, first off, if you have a small page, which I'm assuming you do if you're watching this video because you're looking to grow it, you have to like actually think about the algorithm. I mean, I know you're here to learn about the algorithm, but you have to think about how an algorithm would work. You see popular people whenever you search for something, right? I mean, that's just a given. If you were to type in like a tag, say hashtag cars, you're gonna like, automobiles, like hashtag cars, you're gonna find the people that have the most likes on their pictures of their cars. So that is a given. With that information that you can get just solely based off of doing a little search, you have to think to yourself, if I use the same hashtag that this guy with 10 million followers has, why am I expecting to rank or, actually do as well? The truth is, when you're bigger, you can actually use really big hashtags like hashtag cars, or if you're doing like a travel page, you could do like hashtag traveling. But if you're a smaller page, those hashtags just aren't going to work for you, just because no one's going to see your stuff. So you can't just like go onto a brand new page, put a picture of a car up and be like hashtag cars, hashtag fast, very broad hashtags. That's one of the things that's a given. This is pretty applicable to most things, search engine optimization wise, whenever you're running on like YouTube algorithms and stuff, which we'll get into. But in general, you just don't want to use massive hashtags when you're not at a massive size. So you're going to want to have a pretty good hashtag list, and you just kind of want it to be suited for your size. Another part of the algorithm is how to get yourself onto people's pages. Like, if I was to open up the Instagram app and I'm following 3,000 people, how are you going to make it to where I see your picture? The truth is, it's a little harder, but the answer is you just have to post high quality content. And the reason why is because when Instagram sees that you're liking pictures, what it does is it says, okay, he's liking pictures from user A, user B, and let's say user C. I'm now going to push user A, B, and C to this person on their homepage more. So when I'm scrolling on my phone, I'm going to see a post from A, a B, a C, and then I might see like 5 posts from each of these before I see a post from user D, just because algorithmically A, B, and C are ranking higher than D. I hope that makes sense, but basically just like the higher quality your content is, and the more that the people are liking your pictures, the more that they're going to view what you're posting. I'm going to make a little tangent and go into the Snapchat algorithm, because it's not going to take long for me to explain to it. Mainly because like you don't have really big growth strategies on Snapchat other than like adding people and stuff. As far as I'm aware, you can add people from stories and stuff like that. But As to how to get yourself more story views from the people that you do have, it basically runs on the same system that I just explained. If people view your story frequently, then they're going to be pushed towards the beginning. You know how on Snapchat there's that top little row with circles and you can scroll through to see all the stories? Well, the people at the very end are the stories you never look at, and since you never look at them, that's why they get put at the very end. That's a little tangent. That's kind of how the Snapchat story algorithm works from what I understand. And it's just kind of the same way how Instagram ranks their homepage system, where if you view something a lot and the algorithm thinks that you like that a lot, they're going to show it to you more. Back onto the Instagram thing, because there's a couple more things to go. The story thing that I just explained about Snapchat does apply to Instagram as well. And it's pretty simple, you know, you just have to post high quality stuff, and people that like what you're posting, they will like your stuff. So if someone's at the very end of your story roll, or people aren't seeing your content, chances are they don't like it in the first place. They're just following you because they're following you. A lot of people, you know, follow people that they don't even realize that they're following, and there's a bunch of factors to it. As to how to get more likes on Instagram, that's a little different. You do need to grow your following, but you also have to grow it within a niche and people that do actually enjoy what you're posting. So that's where the hashtags come in, like I was talking about earlier. You're just going to want to use sizable hashtags for your page size. Like if you have 100 followers, which is a pretty low amount, you want to use hashtags that are extremely specific. So back to the car account that I was explaining, or we'll actually do more of a personal account. Say you want to do photography. If you want to do photography and you're trying to grow in the photography niche, you're not going to want to use hashtags like hashtag photography. If you were to take a picture of a tiger, for example, you would use hashtags such as like tiger photography, hashtag Amazon rainforest photography. Very niche hashtags, because even though there's a lot fewer people looking at these hashtags, there's a lot better chance that you rank on them. And as you get bigger, you can use, you know, more broad hashtags such as rainforest photography, and then hashtag rainforest, and then, you know, eventually just hashtag photography. Stuff like this is really good if you want to grow when you're smaller. Another tip for growing when you're smaller is follow, unfollow. A lot of people don't like this method, but truth be told is like, it's just an easy way to get your account out. It's really simple. You just follow people within your niche, and then eventually with the intention of unfollowing them. When you do unfollow, you are going to lose a little bit of followers, but you'll build a little bit of a base, and it's good. I don't recommend this for bigger pages, but it's amazing starting out. It's really hard to grow from like 100 followers to like 2,000 followers, so doing something like this can definitely boost how good you are at, you know, like getting, how fast you get over that little road bump. As to the final thing I've noticed about the algorithm is just you want to post consistently. Posting consistently is going to give you a really good, it's going to give you like a good track record to Instagram. Instagram's going to say, hey, this person uses our platform a lot. People are liking their pictures. Every time they post a picture, let's post it onto the homepage. There does get to a point to where you're posting too many pictures and they'll only recommend like 1 out of the 2 pictures that you posted that day to someone. That's not a good thing. You don't want to overpost. I think 1 a day is fine, maybe even 2 a day if you're going to like try to hit the explore page. But the sweet spot that I've found is between 1 a day and 1 every 2 or 3 days with high quality content is ultimately the best way you want to go. So to wrap up Instagram, and I know that I took a while to explain the Instagram algorithm. It's probably the most complex, but just kind of some key focus points is don't use hashtags that are way bigger than your account is, and be reasonable with yourself on how big your account is. Post consistently, you know, engage with people, that kind of thing. You just want to maintain a good standing with the algorithm. You want to do everything you can. You want to comment back at people, like people's comments, view stories, engage with other people, and help other people grow. Because all the stuff that I did mention in this video is really good, but you can even have like external growth from people that are just giving you shout outs because they enjoy what you're posting. That's very simple, and it's just easy to do if you're engaging with your audience. The next algorithm we're going to be getting into is Twitter. Also, kind of Facebook. They're pretty similar algorithms because of the way that the share button works and the retweet button works. But I'll just be talking about Twitter because that's what I've done personally. I haven't grown any Facebook pages, but this is going to be the Twitter section of the video. Twitter is like extremely simple. You just have a pretty quality tweet, and it's really a matter of getting lucky. I would say it's like 70% luck, 30% how good the tweet is, because all it really matters is how many people see it off the bat. So there's a couple ways to do this. There are people that do paid promotion on Twitter, And I'm not saying that I do this because it's against Twitter's terms of service, but people have done this before and I've seen it happen. And all you do is pay a couple dollars for someone with like over 20,000 followers to retweet your thing. And if your tweet has very high potential to blow up, there's a good chance it'll blow up. A couple things do really good on Twitter. Politics do really good on Twitter. Comedy does really good on Twitter. Stuff like that. You can't just post pictures and expect for them to blow up on Twitter because it's more of like a personalized experience. But when someone retweets it, chances are the people that they follow are into the same stuff that they are. So it has this compounding effect that's super easy. So the answer to growing Twitter is having people retweet your stuff. It's kind of hard. It's one of those answers that's simple, but it's hard at the same time. You're basically you're gonna want to figure out how to do this. I've seen many people do retweet groups and stuff like this. There is algorithms that put your retweets at a lower priority than other people. Like if you retweet 20 things a day, it might only show, say I'm following you and you retweet 20 things a day, it may only show me 1 or 2 of those retweets because your retweets are less valuable than say Joe, who only retweets once every week. It's going to show me everything that Joe retweets because he doesn't retweet a whole lot. So you don't want to just like saturate your audience with tweets or retweets. At the same time though, you can use it as a pretty powerful tool. That being said, Twitter's not that complicated. It's pretty simple. It's just really hard to do because it's hard to be funny all the time unless you're just a naturally funny person. Me personally, I'm not, but that's something that you just have to work at. And you don't necessarily have to be funny if you're big within your niche. Rolling on to the next one, and this is one that I personally haven't worked on, but I have a little bit of knowledge on it just because I've talked to some people. So correct me if I'm wrong on any of the stuff that I've listed in this video, but especially just be open-minded to this next section, which is going to be TikTok. And I'm only mentioning it because TikTok's like huge at the moment. And I mean, that's all there really is to it. I've seen people just blow up like very fast on TikTok. And a lot of it kind of reminded me of if the Instagram algorithm and the Twitter algorithm had a child, because it has this compounding effect where when people, share stuff, it gets put onto the For You page, which is like the Instagram Explore page, except there is a lot more people on the For You page than there are on the Explore page. So whenever you like something, that's a positive view on the algorithm. Whenever someone shares it, sends it to a friend, that's a positive thing. And then comments are, interpret them how you will. They're pretty positive. You want a lot of comments. You want to engage with your audience. So all you're really going to want to do is make something that gets people talking, because the best way that I've noticed to rank on TikTok is to have people send your video to someone else, whether or not it's within the app or whether or not it's like sending the link to someone. It is going to boost you a lot. So if you want to go big on TikTok, all you have to do is make an extremely shareable piece of content. So for example, let's go back to the car page example because it's just the easiest to make examples of. If you wanted to make a viral video in the car community, you would just make a video of like a car doing like 10 backflips through the air, because that's like, you really don't see that every single day. So you're gonna share it with maybe 1 or 2 of the people that you know that are into cars and say, hey, this is really cool. And then if they have friends that are into cars, they might share it with 1 or 2 people. And so not only are more people seeing it just from sharing it, but it's also giving it a higher algorithm rating, which will put it on the For You page. That's all I really know about TikTok. I don't know like a whole lot about how the comment system works and about all the back end of it, but that's like the basis of it. It's nothing like extremely complex. But that's basically my knowledge of social media algorithms. I've been able to manipulate a couple of them to have extremely good numbers. I know on Twitter 1 week when I was really going for growth, I think I had like 8 million impressions in 1 week. On Instagram, I know that I've had over 50 million impressions total on the account that I'm currently on. So I know that I have a little bit of experience with this. By no means am I one of those people that has like 500K pages. I think it's possible if I put my mind to it, but I don't. So just take this as you will. I think that these are pretty good tips to follow, and you might have learned something from this video, you might not have. So if I didn't waste your time, please let me know what you find interesting down below about these social media algorithms, and just let me know what videos you want to see next. I really like making videos on this kind of stuff because it's really good for business building, brand building, and just growing your presence online. I've been working on it personally. I've been trying to grow the YouTube channel, and I'm still trying to learn the YouTube algorithms, so I might make a video on that in the future. But with that being said, I did hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a good day.